types of annoying fan noise. There's the guy pulling for the visitors when you're trying to watch the dance sports ball game, and the other, of course, is the roar of your computer's cooling fan. Nearly every desktop and laptop has at least one of these to keep its temperatures down. And if you've got a poorly optimized cooling solution, any kind of load on your machine can make it sound like you've got a jet engine taking off on your desk. Now, obviously, cooling is important. It is inevitable that computer components generate waste heat. But is there a better way to get rid of it than using noisy fans or complicated water cooling setups, which, by the way, aren't always silent either? Well, there are a couple of common types of computers that actually don't use fans, all tablets and smartphones. It's pretty intuitive. It wouldn't be practical to strap a fan or water cooler on your phone, then carry it around in your pocket. But the fact is that tablets and smartphones are basically just small computers that can do most of the things commonly done on a desktop or a laptop. So, how do they get away with it? The secret sauce here is called reduced instruction set computing, or RISC. You see, the CPU at the heart of your phone or tablet is built with a very different underlying architecture than your desktop at home. Traditional CPUs are designed to be do-it-all general-purpose computing devices that can accomplish a wide range of different tasks. I mean, just think of the endless number of programs that your home PC can run, from demanding games to video editing software and even applications that were written before you were born. However, your Android or iOS phone or tablet has a CPU that's capable of executing fewer types of instructions and carrying them out in fewer clock cycles. So, although they are simpler and not general purpose as a laptop or desktop, and they're mostly only designed to run vetted apps on the App Store and Play Store, they are much more power efficient. It's like how fundamentally any car will get you from point A to point B, but an Aston Martin has a large engine and more cylinders and more complexity, and therefore sucks a lot more of gas than your average banger Honda Civic that gets you, well, solid fuel economy. And that's about it. And this greater power efficiency, which is important in mobile devices to extend their battery life, means that the phone and tablet CPUs generate a lot less heat, which can be dissipated easily without a separate fan. For example, some phones and tablets essentially use much of the device's metal chassis as one big heatsink. You can actually try it by yourself. Rev up something like a 3D game and play it for a few minutes, and see how the back of your phone gets heated up. But does this mean that you'll always need to use noisy fans for everything other than thin portable devices? Well, the answer is actually no. Fans are widely used because they are cheap, reasonably efficient, and don't require a ton of space inside a computer's chassis. But fanless PCs do exist. Typically, they take form of desktops built with large heat sinks. You see, without fans, heat can still dissipate effectively. It just needs to spread out over a large surface area so that convection can take place. Naturally, I mean, that's why CPU coolers have all those little fins on them. If we just spread them out, the air can kind of move itself, just not very quickly. So if you build a heatsink large enough, you can adequately cool critical components without a fan attached to them. Not only do huge heatsinks exist for CPUs, but you can also get them for your graphics card. And there are even passively cooled power supplies, although they're typically at lower wattages. So that's an option if you want a truly silent rig that doesn't make any noise, other than maybe some coil line. But the big drawback of these solutions is that aside from being more expensive, they're often quite large. One recently released passive CPU cooler was dubbed the Heart, and it won't even fit in most cases, not to mention that it requires a custom build setup. There are others that do fit inside a decently sized standard tower, but they still take up lots of room inside the case and won't cool as well as a heatsink with a fan, meaning that you might be limited to lower performance components that output less heat. So while there are obviously tricks to eliminate the need of fans, they're not going to be going anywhere in high performance computing for the foreseeable future. Just, I don't know, try to think of the racket that they're making as a soothing white noise, kind of like the soothing voice of me telling you to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe.